I hope you're having a great start to your week. I'm here with another virtual book tour event awesomeness. I'm going to be referencing my second paperback here. I'm also probably going to be referencing my first paperback and also pretend throughout this recording that I'm holding my third paperback, Keto for Women, right here. Doesn't look gorgeous. Awesome. Hi, I'm Adina. Hello, Sarona. Amazing. Hello, Jade. Day 4 keto. Woo! So exciting. Hello, Amanda. Hey, Jade. Just bought your cookbook and pre-sale for Keto for Women. Yeah. Yes. And that's awesome. That is so awesome. Imperfectly Primal Mama. Hello. I slept for 14 hours last night and I've been working for I don't know, not very long, maybe 3 hours, and my brain is just totally fried. I was at Disney World all weekend and I'm just I don't know, not grounded at all. So I'm probably going to screw up a whole bunch. My hair is a total disaster. I have a zit on my face from stupid tomatoes on the weekend. Hey, if you're like tomatoes, why would tomatoes give you acne? Nightshades. My skin doesn't like nightshades. Thank you for all the work you put into the cookbook, I'm guessing. You're welcome. Addicted to your podcast. I'm addicted to my podcast too. I love making that thing. Love your avocado shirt. I got this shirt at Target. It was like $9. Best $9 I've ever spent. I also got a Mickey Mouse t-shirt with it because why wouldn't you? Okay, so enough fun and games. It's time to get serious and talk about keto. And I should pin what we're going to be talking about in today's comment situation and pin that. There we go. Okay, so I have Instagram here. I got YouTube up here. And I will also be uploading this video to Facebook. So if you have to duck out or whatever, you can watch the recording later. Okay, so as I was mentioning in the beginning, I'm going to be referencing my newest book, the Keto Diet Cookbook. And I also have a first book called The Keto Diet. I know, super original. This baby is great for beginners. This guy is great for menu planning, meal plan situations, different strategies on how to structure your meals. And then I'm going to be reading from my newest paperback, Keto for Women. And I wish I had a copy to show you, but it's off to print this week. So hopefully I'll have a copy right at the end of May. But I have page 180 up here on my desktop, and it is beautifully designed. I wish I could show it to you. And why am I doing all these readings and things throughout the next couple of months? Normally I'd be on a book tour right now, signing copies, shaking babies. Just kidding. Kissing babies, shaking hands, making friends. But I realize that I can't be everywhere. I can't do everything. And if I want to connect with as many of you as possible, the internet is the tool that will allow me to do that. So I'm not going on a book tour, and instead I'm doing these live readings, which is really great because we can interact with each other over and over again. You can ask me questions. This content will be available to everyone who can't make it. And it just felt a lot better to me. So throughout today's recording, if you want to pre-order my paperback book, Keto for Women, there are a bunch of ways that you can do that over at ketoforwomen.com, including how you can pre-order and enter to win a $600 prize, and lock in the lowest price for the book and not pay until June 18th, and also guarantee yourself a copy when it comes out. So many benefits. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to be chatting about how to customize your keto diet. This is again from page 180 of Keto for Women. So there are ways to personalize these 4 key options even further while still remaining fat fueled. Now, by 4 key options, I'm basically talking about the standard ketogenic diet, the targeted ketogenic diet, a cyclical ketogenic diet, and then a high protein ketogenic diet. So the way I see it is that there's really 4 pillars to the ketogenic diet. And then you can customize it even further with some of the strategies that I'm going to be sharing right now. Customizing keto. Increase your carbohydrate intake. A diet of 20 grams of carbohydrates per day might not allow you to get enough nutrient-rich vegetables, which are necessary for your long-term overall health. Now, preface this with, on the page right before, I said, hey, if you want to do this whole carnivore keto thing and it feels really great for you and you do better without plants, do it. So I think of a lot of the people that are out there preaching the good word of keto. It's really, 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 really important that you find people that give you a permission slip to test things out on your body and see how it goes. And if they're not kind of into that, I don't really enjoy following people in any form. Like, even if I'm watching a crafting video and they're like, you have to do it this way or it won't work out. I'm like, I don't know. There's so many different ways to do the same thing. And I was like that in school, which is why I got kicked out of high school. Well, there were a bunch of reasons for that. But I never liked taking advice from people or orders from people. And I think it's really important when it comes to our bodies and our diet that we really, really, hold on, I got to block. There we go. I don't like swear words. So it's really, really important that we listen to our own bodies and that we structure our eating style to work best for us. So increasing your carbohydrate intake can be one way that you can customize your ketogenic diet. Another way is that you could try avoiding dairy. If you guys recently saw my Instagram post from a couple of days ago, I've actually been experimenting with incorporating cheese, hard cheeses into my diet, and it's been going really, really well. Does that mean that I'm going to eat cheese all the time? No. I am a cheese monster. If I eat a little bit of cheese, I will eat all the cheese, and then I will eat nothing but cheese. And so it's really important to me to maintain balance with all of my foods that I'm choosing and the structure that I put together for my eating style. And so cheese just doesn't make me feel good. But if I eat a little bit of it, I feel fine. So that can just open me up to a lot more opportunities. But in the book, it says you do not need to include dairy in your ketogenic diet to be successful. If you're experiencing an increase in inflammation, which may manifest as joint pain, gut pain, acne, psoriasis, or eczema, for example, you're having difficulty losing weight, you've started to notice you're reacting to random foods other than dairy, like nuts, seeds, certain herbs and spices, or you experience digestive upset after meals, dairy could be the culprit. For more on why my approach to keto doesn't include dairy, head on over to page 99. So that's a piece. There's a question about chocolate. Which brand do I like? I don't have a favorite. If it's chocolate and there's no sugar in it or minimal sugar, I will eat it. My favorite like chocolate snack, the thing that I eat a lot of, is Synchro Keto Manna. If you guys are like, hey, that sounds kind of cool, I like chocolate too, you can go to healthfulpursuit.com/favorites and check out the Synchro offer on that page. I can't remember. I know it's on the main page. Just go there and there's a really awesome coupon code. Basically, they're little packets. I keep them in the fridge and they're like, I'm like salivating just thinking about them. Just go check it out. healthfulpursuit.com/favorites. Focus on food quality. This is another way that you can customize your ketogenic diet. If you're just joining us, I'm reading from my upcoming paperback book, Keto for Women. You guys can find out more by going to ketoforwomen.com. Your body is your cup, and every day you eat to fill it up. Imagine if at the end of the day, all the less nourishing foods were removed from your cup. So instead of being filled to the brim, your cup is now only half full. Because half of the food you ate that day was nutritionally less than optimal. Instead of providing your body with a full cup of nutrients, you supplied it with half of what it needs. Our goal then is to fill up our cup only with nourishing foods so that at the end of the day, nothing is taken away from the cup. So this is an analogy that I used in my first paperback book, The Keto Diet, where I talked about our bodies as a cup. And I just like to think of my body as a cup because it's like super helpful to my own process. And like, I try to fill it up like 80% awesome. Like if I look at my week, a whole week, I like to think that I've been 80% like filling up my cup with nothing being removed, but understanding that stuff's going to be removed and that's totally fine. And I like to look at it as a week basis instead of a daily basis because a lot can happen in a day. And it's just nice to have like a week snapshot. I'm so thirsty. Oh my gosh. Okay. Choose monounsaturated fat. Your genes determine whether saturated fat or monounsaturated fat is best for your body. Do I need to read that one again? I'm going to. Your genes determine whether saturated fat or monounsaturated fat is best for your body. Most people do well on saturated fats, but not everyone. And standard keto tends to emphasize foods rich in saturated fat, like coconut oil, meat, and lard. Bacon is also one of them. Butter is also another one. You may find that foods rich in monounsaturated fats like olive oil, avocado oil, nuts, and seeds work better for you. Making this small adjustment can make a world of difference on how you experience keto. For more information on how to determine if you do better with monounsaturated fats, see page 176. Okay, I agree. Know your body, experiment, and love yourself. My greatest accomplishment this far is limiting any time with the scale. Yes, I have not weighed myself in probably since I went to the doctor last, like the real doctor, which was like a year and a half ago. Cream cheese, powder swerve, and powder cocoa, nom nom, yum. I love your fat bomb, coconut oil, cacao, nut butter, erythritol. Thank you. Great idea. A week snapshot can keep people from getting so discouraged when they have a bad day. Yeah, man. Week snapshot all the way. Eat less animal protein or none at all. This is another way to customize your ketogenic diet. You may thrive on more of a plant-based approach to your eating style. And even though some keto experts would advise against it, I think you're the best judge of how your body thrives, not a stranger on the internet. If you decide to be a keto vegan, a keto vegetarian, or a keto pescatarian, it's completely doable. The fat-fueled pyramid on page 85 offers ample plant-based protein so that you can thrive where you feel best. Just what I said there. I have nothing to add to that. Adjust your macros. This is another way that you can customize your ketogenic diet. By adjusting your ratio of fat, carbohydrate, and protein, you'll get a better sense of what your body responds to best. Even a slight variation in protein can mean ending sugar cravings. Increasing your fat intake by as little as 10 grams per day can mean the difference between daily headaches and no headaches at all. Okay, so a great example of this is, let's see if I can find it. It's like funny when you have so many things that you've made, you start to like forget where all of it was and is and will be. I know it's in here. Oh, I didn't even remember that I did this. Okay, this is a great example. So you see in here how each plate is set up differently. So I'm just gonna flip this around so I can remember. Yeah, so the top is breakfasts. So these are all keto breakfasts. You see that? They all look different, but they're all quote unquote keto. And then there's also, oh, this is dinner. These two are keto lunches. So the little spoons are fat. You got some protein, some vegetables, less fat, or maybe that's more. I can't tell upside down. I think, yeah, a little bit more fat, some vegetables, some protein, but a little bit less. You can see how there's more protein on here and less protein on here, but it's still keto. So it's really important that you understand that macros can change and you can still be keto. And in fact, in a lot of cases, by adjusting your macros up and down, you can actually become more ketogenic or more in a fat burning state than you would at what is considered to be the perfect keto macros. So remember that just because something is keto doesn't mean it can work for you. And just because something is not keto doesn't mean it can't work for you, okay? Awesome. So that's a good example in there. And then in the Keto Diet Cookbook, I talk a lot about macros when it comes to your cycle. I think that's on page 24. Yeah. So this is a woman's cycle. And you can see that fat is purple. And at various times during your cycle, you're going to need more and less. Protein is orange. At different times in your cycle, you're going to need more and less. So it all needs to change. So that's another way that you can customize your ketogenic diet. Cyclically increasing protein or carbs. So this is very much in line with what we just chatted about. Our bodies are built to adapt to changes in our environment, and we can actually thrive in a state of change, even though it may be a bit mentally challenging to embrace. Seriously. Diet is no different. Keeping our bodies in the same metabolic state day in and day out can be taxing on our mental, physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. Varying your carbohydrate and or protein intake can allow you more dietary freedom, make it easier for you to follow a ketogenic protocol, reset your hormone levels to boost fat burning, and help you to conquer stubborn weight loss plateaus. We'll cover cycling more in the coming pages. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today about adjusting your eating style and really customizing your ketogenic diet. I feel like a broken record when it comes to this stuff, but I feel like there's so many of us that struggle with making keto work for us. And then we think that we're the broken ones when we follow this template, and then we're not losing weight. We're not feeling good. We're still dealing with headaches. Our hair is falling out. And we're like, dude, what the heck? I just need to try harder. Maybe take a step back and maybe marinate on the fact that it might not be you that's broken, but the diet or template that you're following that is broken. And so when I made that realization, everything changed for me. So in regards to customizing your ketogenic diet, if you have questions about today's content that I just read from Keto for Women, feel free to post down below. I'll answer your questions. I also paneled our Instagram community before this so that they could ask questions. And again, if you're thinking about pre-ordering my paperback book, Keto for Women, look at how beautiful it is. I'm holding it right here. I'm totally kidding. I'm not going crazy. It's a beautiful book. You can go to ketoforwomen.com to pre-order your copy. It comes out June 18th. You don't need to pay today. You just say, yeah, I want to pre-order this. And then you lock in the lowest price. You get entered to win a 12-week video training program membership to Happy Keto Body. And did I miss anything? Oh, so you're guaranteed a copy. Okay, so I'm going to answer these questions. How do I eat intuitively and still plan my meals? This is a huge question and really comes into the customizing piece because you're trying to customize it, but you need to follow somewhat of a template because you're a busy person and you need to make it work for your diet and your life. How I do it is always keeping proteins cooked in the fridge or freezer so that when I am hungry, I can choose between like beef, chicken, or pork, and it's already cooked, and I just take it out and put it on the stovetop for a really quick thing, and then I just add some vegetables and some fat, and that's usually how I cook. Now, in the Keto Diet Cookbook, I really share the strategy with you and showing you how to put together simple meals. Like this one is one of them. This one is one of them. That's all that's on the cover. That's like super quick and different strategies you can use so that you can intuitively eat while also planning your meals. So it's really just about food prep of foods that can be put together quickly. So buy a bunch of avocados and asparagus and zucchini and celery and those sorts of things, and just have them all cut up, ready to go, so that when you are ready to eat, you can put together something quite quickly. Now, when you're packing a lunch or you're out and about and you need to pack something with you, you can't be as intuitive with, I feel like chicken today. Oh, darn, my lunch has beef. Then you're probably going to have to eat the beef. But just be intuitive with when you're full and when you've had enough. And something that has been really, really hard in my own personal journey with intuitive eating is realizing that I don't need to finish everything right away. And that has been ingrained in my psyche forever because my parents would always say, like, finish what you have on your plate. And this is coming from, when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of food. And so when we did have food and food was on our plates, we had to finish all of it. And so that's been really hard for me to get over as an adult, with the fact that I don't need to finish it and I can put it in a little container and eat it later. So that's another way that you can intuitive eat while also still planning your meals. Some of these questions I'm going to skip because we already covered. Storage time of prepared foods. What food cannot be meal prepped? What's the best for meal prepping? Okay, my standard rule is 3 days in the fridge or goes in the trash. That's like the easiest way to remember. 3 days, that's what you got. Now, I like to meal prep a lot of things that can be frozen. So in all of my books that have recipes, let me see. Oh, perfect. I will include, like this is in the Keto Diet Cookbook, I will include this little icon right here, the little frozen icon. So you can go through and figure out which foods can be frozen, which can't. Things that don't freeze well are going to be things that have like avocado, mayonnaise sometimes, anything like cucumbers. Celery freezes okay-ish, but like, see if I can find some more examples. It's like anything that's like creamy, like avocado, where like when you freeze it, it just gets really watery gross. Ugh. But most meats, well, all pre-cooked meats can be frozen. If you're doing carb ups and you do grains and things like that, that's fine. Potatoes work well frozen if they're like in a stew or something, but if you cook a potato and then, oh, hey, Brooke. If you cook a potato and then you freeze it, it won't really work that well because it'll turn all mushy and gross. You're cute. Brooke's my friend. We cruise together. She's awesome. How do I know how many calories you should be eating to lose weight and then calculate macros? Okay, calories. I have a better process for this, and I'll show you. I call it the small, medium, large, huge technique, the SMLH, the SMLH. That's what we call it in the house. So instead of thinking of just calories, start thinking about your meal sizes. And in my book, Keto Diet Cookbook, I really show how to separate this out. So like if you know that your goal is 1,200 calories, you would have 3 medium meals. Now you could have these 2 together, all of them separate. I don't really care. If your goal is 1,500 calories, you would have 2 mediums and a large. And this is just a good example and a good strategy to kind of wrap your mind around the fact that small, medium, large, huge, you can start to really understand portion sizes and get away from tracking your calories and macros because it's not all that reliable and doesn't allow you to really tap into your own needs as an individual. So I personally don't count my calories. I'm a better human because of it. I became really crazy around dieting and tracking and manipulating my calories. So although I'm one of the best people to ask about this stuff, I don't personally practice it. And I think it's really important that we be honest with our people. If I don't do something that I tell you, I just don't do that. And if I work one-on-one with somebody, I'll tell them to do the same thing. And if you're trying to determine like roughly-ish how many calories-ish, is it in this book? I think it's in Keto for Women. Yes. Keto for Women. Pretend I'm holding the book right here. I talk about how to calculate your calories, how to adjust your macros, and how to adjust them up and down. So if you want to add more carbs, what you take away from in fat and protein to make that happen. Because I know how hard it is to give up tracking. And I know how hard it is to continue tracking. And I think that there's a balanced way to look at all of this. And it really comes into the small, medium, large, huge technique where you can plan your meals. You can listen to your intuition when it comes to the sizes of your meals. And you don't have to go crazy with all the numbers that get super overwhelmed. I want to make sure I'm not under eating because I have amenorrhea like you. Okay. Really big thing. If you have amenorrhea, be honest with yourself. Is it because you were overtraining, undereating, overtraining or undereating, or overtraining or undereating? Because I would say like 99% of all cases in women that I've worked with amenorrhea, it's because they were either overtraining or undereating or both. And if that is the case for you and you've been experiencing amenorrhea, really the only solution around it is to stop training and start eating a lot. So my whole rule is if you have amenorrhea and you still have amenorrhea, you're under eating. And so a really good book that you can also read, I don't know why I'm looking around for a copy because I have an audiobook version of it, is called The F-It Diet, where F is actually the swear word. I'm just not going to say it on here, but The F-It Diet by Carolyn Dooner. Really good. No more exercise, just sleeping and eating. Yes. Sleep and eat. You know, if I could go back and experience getting my period back again and just sleeping and eating and sleeping and eating and sleeping and eating, oh my gosh, I was like channeling the energy of a sloth. Channel the energy of a sloth. Okay, how do I break down macros when How do you break down macros when you create recipes? You know that little thing that I showed you a little while ago of the different meals? This bad boy. Ugh. God, this book is so heavy. That's how I do it. I imagine little spoons on the side of my plate with all the little fats and all the little proteins in a corner. And that's really how I look at my macros when it comes to macro tracking with the foods I'm eating on my plate. What are your go-to crock pot meals for meal prep? I don't have a crock pot. I have an Instant Pot, and I'll never use a crock pot again, ever. I cook a lot of just like basic meats in my Instant Pot. I really love my pressure cooker. The only time I lost fat and weight is by counting calories and percentage of carbs. I stopped tracking and have gained weight. Cupcake Queen. I think it's a conversation for another day. I have been reading a lot about like anti-diet protocols and things as of late, and our weight set point, and maybe we can talk about that in future readings. If you guys give me all the hearts, we can talk about anti-diet and how to set it up properly. I guess there's not really a way to set it up properly other than just like your mindset around it. Yeah, my favorite crock pot meals are in my Instant Pot pressure cooker, and I cook meats mostly in there, like meats, stews, soups. I really like making, let's see if I can find it in here, the laksa. See, it's like, I really like cooking. Oh, all the hearts. Okay, let's do an episode on anti-diet stuff. Let's see if I can find the laksa. If you guys know what page it's on, that would be amazing. I know it's in here. HAJK. Laksa. Of course, it's not going to be in here. Chicken, 218. So I make a lot of Indian food in my Instant Pot. 218. And I don't like making broth. It smells funny. I'd rather just buy it, but sometimes I don't have an option. So I'll make it outside and then push the pressure down. So this is the laksa. I make this a lot in the Instant Pot. This is like my go-to recipe. And that's on page 218 of this bad boy. Okay. One more question. Okay. I'm just like hugging my book. Like, hey friend, what up? We're pals. I think actually that was all the questions that I prepared. Cool. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. This was a blast. Again, I will I'll upload this video on Facebook. There was a question about, do I offer coaching? I sort of do through my program, Happy Keto Body. You can find out more by going to happyketobody.com. There is lifetime coaching in there, and all of our members get a monthly coaching call. And when you pre-order Keto for Women, pretend book right here, you're entered to win a membership into Happy Keto Body. So if you go to ketoforwomen.com, there's pre-order information on there. There's how to enter to win the Happy Keto Body membership. And if you would like more ideas about meal planning, this book right here is the one to get. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will include links down below this video where you can get this book, the Keto for Women book. And thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I'll try to do this again. I find that this timing kind of works for a lot of people, so I'll aim for this time tomorrow-ish, and we'll talk about like anti-diet stuff. Yeah. Okay, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow-ish. Okay, bye. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya.